The Chicken Wing Ninjas in Bizmo, the Cleaning Ninja Troll. Lesson number 11. The word integrity. The word integrity is a virtue, which means the ability to not be influenced how to think or act in a way that goes against what you value and hold dear, which does not mean the refusal to change or adjust to circumstances you can't change or don't like, but rather the deliberate effort to live in tune with what you know to be right, regardless of who or what would have you do otherwise. This word is a strange one, because it is a virtue that means to be trusted, honest, helpful, and respected, and yet it can appear unacceptable and unfair to another. This is because not everyone thinks and behaves with the same morals. A way of saying the different standards, beliefs, and acceptable behavior expected of a person depending on the type of group, society, culture, philosophy they identify with. Since the word often appears to be divided by so many ideas of what is right or moral, it can often be very difficult to know who and what is right, especially when we all want to belong and matter. This is because integrity is a shared kind of virtue that is more about what's right than who's right. Imagine all the different kind of people in the world as though they were musical instruments. Some people are a kind of violin, some a kind of trumpet, others are like drums, and some another kind of instrument altogether. Even though each type of instrument is unique and has its own style of music they believe to be right, all that is heard is a bunch of noise unless they can play their music together. A way of saying integrity is refining ourselves to be a me instrument in a we orchestra. Let's look into the word integrity and see what Chicken Wing Ninja story we find inside. It looks like the story, The Blank Box. All right, I like this one. Are you ready? All right, let's begin. It was a rainy day when a loud, thunderous crack made the power go off at an apartment building where a bunch of kids lived. Because there wasn't anything else to do, they all got together at one of their apartments to hang out. Besides, it was too wet to go outside. They couldn't play video games, and they weren't allowed to play in the hallways. While they sat around, one of them found a blank box full of puzzle pieces and suggested that they put it together. All right, okay, the group said in a sleepy kind of way. There's nothing else to do. They all sat down around the kitchen table, and each of them grabbed a handful of puzzle pieces. One of them said, I think it's a basketball player with a blue and green uniform. Let's start with this piece. No, said another. You begin with a corner piece, and besides, it's a bird flying through the sky. Then another said, you don't know how to do a puzzle. It's a side piece you start with. Besides, it's a brown kitten playing with blue and green yarn. No way, said another. It's a big blue and green eye with brown eyelashes. What? Said another. None of you have any idea of what you're talking about. And besides, anyone with half a brain can see it's a rapper wearing a camouflage tracksuit. The disagreement and frustration of the kids caught the attention of the Chicken Wing Ninjas, who may or may not have had something to do with the power going out, but for sure, this was a chance to make things way messier than it needed to be. The Chicken Wing Ninjas brought out a very toxic and particularly poisonous "it's you, not me, can't you see" sauce. made from "they're not like us" ooze. We'll teach 'em slop their all bad scummy crust mixed in the nasty old shoe of a mean old clown and left to rot till the smell is so bad even one sniff makes people mad. The chicken wing ninjas put the "it's you, not me, can't you see" sauce under the table of where the kids were arguing and took the lid off to let the terrible smell fill the room. And sure enough, in no time, everyone began to get louder and angrier at each other. Anyone who likes cats couldn't do a puzzle to save their life. Oh yeah? I heard the problem with this puzzle is that people who live on top floor have small, tiny little brains. Oh yeah? Anyone with that kind of hair wouldn't be smart enough to count higher than the first floor anyway. Whose hair are you talking about? All I know is that anyone that smells like sandwich meat shouldn't point their finger. What's that supposed to mean, Reggie Snob? You want to fight? Anytime, String Bean. Hey, that String Bean is on my basketball team, and anyone who fights them has to fight me. The cruel insults were just what the chicken wing ninjas were expecting to hear, but to see things become violent was just the kind of mess they really enjoyed watching, and so with great excitement they got a bag of popcorn out and found a good spot to watch the show. While things were getting worse, Bizmo the cleaning ninja troll was on the other side of the city, but if there is one thing a cleaning ninja troll knows, it's the sound of an argument becoming way more messy than it needs to be. With blinding cleaning speed, he flew through the subway across the city, rocketed through the train station, and up the exit to the busy street above, shot up the side of the building in a blur, and into the apartment where the kids were throwing pieces of the puzzle at each other. Bizmo quickly plugged the old nasty clown shoe with his buster plunger while throwing a few pine-scented hope fresheners, harmony over personal expectation air fresheners, hopped right past the chicken wing ninjas while spraying the kids with help, healing energy, liberating power. In a few moments, the hope air fresheners removed the terrible odor of the "it's you, not me, can't you see" sauce that was making things way more messy. And with a bit of help, the kids calmed down and realized how silly they were being. One of them said in a shameful voice as they picked up a piece of the puzzle from the floor, "It doesn't matter what floor you live on, I guess." And another, "Or what kind of face or hair you have." And I did hear that eating vegetables is better for you. Yeah, and fighting over who's right isn't going to put the puzzle together either. They picked up the puzzle pieces that had been thrown in anger and began to realize that the problem was in them, not in others. This was really upsetting to the chicken wing ninjas, who could feel the harmony growing in the kids. The chicken wing ninjas knew that if they didn't act fast to reopen the old clown shoe, the kids were going to discover something very important from completing this mysterious puzzle. They just knew it. Bit by bit, the puzzle came together, each one sharing their pieces and working together to figure it out, while the chicken wing ninjas struggled to get Bizmo's buster plunger loose. In no time, the puzzle began to look like something. When one of them said, "I think I know what it is," and another, "Me too," and then all together they realized they were making the world together. The chicken wing ninjas knew it was too late to make things messy again, especially against this level of harmonious integrity. And so they took their nasty old clown shoe, full of "it's not me, it's you, can't you see" sauce, with Bizmo's buster plunger stuck on it, and left in deep disappointment and frustration. The end. Do you understand a little bit more about integrity and how it can be different in each person depending on what they think and stand for, and how arguments of all sizes can sometimes lead to taking from and harming each other, are often caused by holding on to what we believe to be right and expect from others, who may be holding on to their own beliefs of what is right for us, and how we first begin to understand this virtue as a piece of the world, not so that we can keep it or take in others, so that we can discover that real integrity is learning to put our pieces together to complete the world. With training and practice, I know you will. All right. See you next time.